Lil Scrappy's health crisis has reached a devastating peak, leaving both his family and fans in a state of shock and uncertainty. The beloved rapper, whose real name is Daryl Kevin Richardson II, has been rushed to the ICU after a terrifying relapse, just when everyone thought he was on the mend. His sudden downturn has thrown his loved ones, including his estranged wife Bambi and his mother Mama D, into a whirlwind of emotion, with tensions rising and hearts breaking. Scrappy, a well-known figure in the hip-hop world, has been dealing with health issues for some time now, but no one could have anticipated the gravity of his current condition. What was thought to be a simple health scare has turned into a life-threatening situation, leaving everyone who knows and loves him in a state of panic. Doctors are doing everything they can to stabilize him, but the situation is dire, and the rapper's future hangs in the balance. The news of Scrappy's critical condition spread quickly, with fans and fellow artists flooding social media with messages of concern and support. The hip-hop community has been hit hard by this latest development, and the outpouring of love and prayers for Scrappy has been overwhelming. Many are left wondering what went wrong, and how his health could have deteriorated so rapidly after being declared stable just days ago. The drama behind the hospital doors, however, is just as intense as the medical crisis itself. Scrappy's family has been by his side, but the stress of the situation has led to explosive confrontations, particularly between his mother, Mama D, and his estranged wife, Bambi. Mama D, known for her fierce love and protective nature towards her son, arrived at the hospital in a state of complete distress. Upon seeing Scrappy in his fragile state, hooked up to machines and surrounded by doctors, she immediately demanded answers. Her frustration and fear quickly turned to anger when Bambi arrived at the hospital, leading to a heated argument between the two women. Scrappy and Bambi's relationship has been tumultuous, to say the least. Their marriage has been plagued by rumors of divorce, public arguments, and social media drama. Many were unsure if Bambi would even show up at the hospital, given the state of their relationship. But after receiving a call from Mama D, she rushed to be by Scrappy's side, despite the tension between them. The moment Mama D saw Bambi, she couldn't hold back her anger. Accusations flew, with Mama D blaming Bambi for the stress and pain that Scrappy had been going through, claiming that her decision to walk away from their marriage had left him broken. Bambi, fighting back tears, tried to explain that she had her reasons for leaving, but the intense emotions in the room made it impossible for either of them to see eye to eye. The doctors soon interrupted the argument with the grim news that Scrappy's condition had taken a turn for the worse. His organs were under extreme stress, and his vitals were unstable. The family was told to prepare for all possibilities, a terrifying reality that none of them were ready to face. As the hours dragged on, the atmosphere in the hospital grew more and more tense. Scrappy's life was hanging in the balance, and his loved ones could do nothing but wait and hope for a miracle. The ICU was a battleground, with doctors and nurses working tirelessly to keep him alive. The emotional toll on Mama D and Bambi was immense, and the weight of the situation only intensified their already strained relationship. In a heartbreaking moment, both women were forced to confront the possibility that Scrappy might not make it through the night. Mama D's anguish was palpable as she pleaded with the doctors to do everything in their power to save her son. Bambi, equally devastated, struggled to hold it together as she prayed for his recovery. But then, just when all hope seemed lost, there was a flicker of life. Scrappy's eyelids fluttered, and for a brief moment, he showed signs of consciousness. It was a small, almost imperceptible movement, but it was enough to send shockwaves through the room. Both Mama D and Bambi were overcome with emotion, clinging to the hope that Scrappy was still fighting. Despite this glimmer of hope, the doctors were quick to remind the family that Scrappy's condition was still critical. They had managed to stabilize him for the time being, but the next 24 hours would be crucial. His body had been through a tremendous amount of stress, and there was still a long road ahead before anyone could be sure that he would make a full recovery. As Scrappy lay in his hospital bed, barely conscious, his family continued to rally around him. Mama D's fierce love for her son was on full display, as she refused to leave his side, holding his hand and whispering prayers for his recovery. Bambi, despite the tension between her and Mama D, stayed as well, her love for Scrappy evident in every tear she shed. The situation, however, was about more than just Scrappy's health. His collapse had brought to light deep emotional wounds and unresolved issues within his family. The strained relationship between Mama D and Bambi, as well as the pain that Scrappy had been carrying in the wake of their separation, added an extra layer of complexity to an already tragic situation. Mama D's anger towards Bambi stemmed from her belief that Scrappy's health issues were directly related to the emotional turmoil he had been going through. She believed that the stress of their failing marriage had taken a toll on his body, leading to his current condition. Bambi, on the other hand, was dealing with her own guilt and heartache, knowing that despite their problems, she still cared deeply for Scrappy and wanted to see him recover. The hospital waiting room became a microcosm of the larger issues at play in Scrappy's life. The love, pain, and tension that had been building for months came to a head as his family grappled with the possibility of losing him. Every glance, every word exchanged between Mama D and Bambi was charged with emotion, and the weight of their shared history was impossible to ignore. As the hours wore on, the gravity of the situation became more and more apparent. Scrappy was still fighting for his life, and his family was left to grapple with their own emotions as they waited for any sign of improvement. The doctors continued to run tests, trying to pinpoint the cause of his sudden relapse, but answers were hard to come by. The uncertainty only added to the already unbearable tension in the room. Despite the emotional chaos, there were moments of unity. Both Mama D and Bambi, despite their differences, were united in their love for Scrappy and their desire to see him pull through. The sight of Scrappy's weak, unconscious body was a sobering reminder of what truly mattered: his health and well-being. In the end, the story of Lil Scrappy's health crisis is about more than just a medical emergency. It's about family, love, and the toll that emotional pain can take on a person's body. Scrappy's collapse was a wake-up call for everyone involved, forcing them to confront the deeper issues that had been simmering beneath the surface for so long. The next few days will be crucial in determining Scrappy's fate. His fans, family, and the entire hip-hop community are holding their breath, praying for his recovery. But no matter what happens, one thing is clear: this crisis has exposed the fragility of life and the importance of healing not just the body but the heart and soul as well. As we await updates on Scrappy's condition, the world watches with bated breath. Will he make it through this ordeal? Can his family find a way to heal the emotional wounds that have been laid bare in the wake of his collapse? Only time will tell. For now, all we can do is hope, pray, and send our love to Lil Scrappy and his loved ones as they navigate this unimaginable crisis.